Hi, this is Nikhil Murthy. I'm going to record a quick video of Hoop Dungeon. This is the basketball tactics game I'm making with Ryan Sumo. So this is just going to be a very introductory video. We're going to try to get up to the first boss, see how that goes. This you can see it's just Chrome. It's just the game is currently hosted on itch. You can just check it out on this URL up here, and let's get started. Okay, so first thing is we have a choice of which move to take. We have our three ballers here. We have Stan, Charlotte, and Pablo, and our three abilities: Lob, Moonshot, and Pinpoint Pass. So these are all actually pretty good abilities. Think about this a second. So what Moonshot does is it makes it so that defenders can only block the first shot tile, which is very powerful with a baller like Stan, who has high range. It's also decent with Charlotte, less good with Pablo. But if we were to take it, we would take it with Stan, and that would make Stan a shooting hub for the game, right? We would try to get Stan in close to the basket so that he could shoot this moonshot and try to score that way. Another option is Lob. It changes our pass shape. And again, it's a good thing to combo with Stan. Stan already has a peripheral pass, right, that lets him pass to the left and right instead of only passing straight ahead. So this is a powerful combo. It lets us break through a lot of the defense. And this is Pinpoint Pass, which in itself is probably the weakest of the three. It gives the recipient a +1 range. But when comboed with something like Lob or Fastball or Lead Pass, it can become very powerful very quickly. Right now, what we'll do is we'll keep Stan as our playmaker for right now, and we'll just take Lob. We'll slot it in here. And this is the bracket we have to face before we get to the boss match. So let's get started. These are the rules, pretty straightforward, first to 5. And here we are. So right now, these are the three defenders. We're going to choose a set. Right now, what I will do is I kind of want to load up on this side. So I'll choose half horn. That way the offense loads up on this side where there's only one defender. And Lob will mean that we can take Stan, go to the left here, and even if we get doubled by these two, we should be able to pass out of the double to one of our other players. So I can do that, or I can do this. I'm going to take a half horn and let's get started. So the defense has pulled up. This person's still staying home. What we'll do is we'll move Stan to the left to try to give these two some space to operate. We'll move Pablo right here, and we'll try to curl Charlotte down the baseline over there. Right, so that was our move. See, just move these three people. There's not much else we can do on this turn, so we'll just end the turn. So now they've collapsed a bit on Charlotte, and this big over here is sticking to Stan. Now you can see that our momentum is moving left, so it's a lot easier for us to move left than right. But the defender's movement is blocking us off that way. So we'll just curl through right here, sneak around there. Now what we can try to do is move Pablo over here and maybe get a 2-on-2 going. And we'll move Charlotte up here. And even so, this is not a great situation for us, because this big will probably come here, try to block us off that way. This one here will probably rotate to cover Pablo, and this one will just keep a lid on Charlotte. But let's see what happens. Okay, so what this allows us to do is sneak Stan in. Maybe, so we've got some options, right? We can take Stan in right here to this spot right next to the basket. And if we do so, then we're still probably going to be blocked by this big here. so that's not going to be a great shot for us. The other options are we can take Stan, let's say here, where this big still contests, but we're pretty close to the basket and we'll get a good shot that way. Or we can take Stan here, where there's no contest, but we're a little further from the basket. So what we're going to do right now, this tile does the same thing, by the way. What we're going to do now is we're just going to move into here and see what our shot looks like. And I think we'll just take the 75% shot. Yeah, and that worked out. It's possible that we could have held on for another couple of turns and tried to get a better shot, but that was a good shot, so we'll just stick with that. Now, we could try the same set again. I don't want to try the triangle because that gets our point guard easily caught in the corner. We could just try an open court, try to use Charlotte to drag out these two, and try to get a 2-on-1 going with Stan and Pablo against this big. So let's do that. But this big has jumped out here, so that makes it harder. Now remember, we unlock the lob. So I'm kind of trying to get these bigs to focus on Stan and then just break through the defense with a clever pass. But right now they're doing a good job of staying home on the other ballers. So for instance, if I go here, you can see this is my pass radius, but if I add lob to it, then I can pass out here. So I can get a good pass into Pablo in either of these spots. But once Pablo gets the ball, he'll be in a bad position with both of these bigs here. It's going to be hard for him to hit the shot. And meanwhile, I can use the peripheral pass to get it to Charlotte, and I can do that plus a lob if I need to. But I don't know that Charlotte is really going to be able to break away from this big either. So what we'll do here is we'll actually take Charlotte out to the 3-point line and just pass to her and see if we can get a good shot going on the next turn. And in the meantime, we'll stay here and see if we can either just pull in the defenders, try to draw some attention away from Charlotte, or get the ball to Pablo on the next turn. Now this person has moved in quite neatly, and Charlotte is going the wrong way, so it's going to be hard, so she can't quite curl around this defender that neatly. We can get here or here, but both are still contested tiles, and we only have 2 turns left on this possession. So we are not in a great spot here. We can hand it off to Stan and see if he can get inside. It looks like he's got a fairly neat path into some of these tiles over here, which should be free. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move Charlotte here, pass it to Stan, and move Stan in here. And then we'll clear Pablo out a little bit, give Stan some space to work, and we'll see how the defense resets. Yeah, so they really just collapsed on Stan here. Makes it very tough for Stan to move. Now, one thing we might consider is just getting here and somehow dumping a pass to Pablo. But Pablo cannot receive the pass and shoot on the same turn. So we are not in a great position here. And because we did that, we made it harder to get the ball out of Stan's hands. Yeah, so we are not in a great spot at this moment. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got a good way out. So I guess we'll just do this. We can lob it to Pablo underneath the basket. And while Pablo cannot finish that lob, it might let him get off a buzzer beater. So let's see. Nope, they've collapsed on him. So he missed that shot. Okay. So I guess we'll go back to something that tries to take advantage of the defense being lopsided. We'll go back to a half horn here and we'll see where we get. Now, what we still haven't had much of a chance to do is use these players' special abilities. Pablo has muscle out, which lets him move around weaker defenders, but these three are all as strong as Pablo, so we can't get much value from that. And Charlotte has the touch pass, but we have not been able to get her in a good position to pull that off. So let's see, maybe we'll be able to get some more value from that this turn. As is, we're really struggling to break free from these ones. So what we'll do on this one is we'll just clear these ballers out, force the defenders to come cover both of them, and see if we can just beat this one big in more of a one-on-one. So you see that right here, they both cleared out just as I hoped, and this gives Dan an open runway right down the lane and an easy shot. Okay, so we'll try something similar. A thing we need to consider right now is that we have only scored with Stan, and you can see we have goals to score with the other players too. So I would like to get one of the other players involved. So actually this time I'm going to try a double drag with both Charlotte and Pablo pretty close to the lane and see if I can get something going that way. So you see this, for instance, this seems to have given Charlotte an open run down here, and they'll collapse on her, of course. So I'll clear out Pablo here, but this might give her enough room to work with that she can just take this shot and hit it. So that's one more down. So what we've done is we've scored in the paint, we've scored with Stan, and we've scored with Charlotte. I don't think we'll be able to break anyone's ankles with the moves we have right now. So we still need to score with Pablo and make a 2-point shot, both of which are pretty hard given this matchup. So what we can do is, let's just try to think about something that'll give Pablo at least a fighting chance at getting a shot in. So we'll just try the open court. This way we might be able to use Charlotte either as a passing hub or as a distraction and get Pablo a good shot. So what we want to do is we want to move Pablo right in to try to just get him ready for the pass. So right here what we can do is, let's just check these out. So we're trying to get a combination of these abilities that will get a pass to Charlotte despite facing the wrong way. Doesn't look like we can do that right now, but hopefully on the next turn we can just leave Pablo stationary so that he can receive the pass and take the shot, and get the rest of the players such that we can get him that pass in the first place. Right, so right here what we might be able to do is just turn around, and we're just a little bit off on the lob. It's always the problem with the lob. It's a powerful move, but it's very narrow, and you can see Pablo is just outside of it. Will it go under the basket? It doesn't even go under the basket. So if we were to pass to Pablo here, it would get him the ball, which is good. It would get him in a good scoring position for the next turn, but I expect that the defense would just collapse. So we're not going to do that now. And you can see that right now this big here is doing a good job of bottling up both Pablo and Charlotte. But what he did not do is contain Stan, who right now has a decent shot on the line, 50% shot. On the next turn, at least this big will turn around and block off a bunch of space that way. So I'm just going to take the shot, hope for the best. He hit it. Right, so we scored one there. And we'll try once more to get Pablo going. We'll try the high pick, why not? Here we'll move Pablo out here, and by doing that it makes it very unlikely that we'll be able to score with Pablo, because he's now a good distraction. But this big over here has put himself in the corner. So if we can get Charlotte in a good position, right? So we can pretty much move Charlotte anywhere in this box. So we'll just move Charlotte right here, and we'll pull off this peripheral pass, get it right to Charlotte, and see what happens on the next turn. Yeah, and you see that's given us enough space to sneak Charlotte around the basket and into a 100% jump shot. And that's the first set beaten. And so you can see we only managed to complete 3 of the goals, which is unfortunate. But still, it's good victory, good to win. And from here we can go into our next match. Right, so you see the bracket has reduced a little bit. Now we're going to be playing against Echo. That's a pretty balanced team. So that'll mean that because it's more balanced, we'll actually be able to get more use out of Pablo, who was pretty much nullified by the triple big team. Although right here, they've given us this open lane, and I am not going to say no. But we'll also move Pablo out here. Yep, I'll just take this shot quite happily. And we missed it, but it's still a good shot. Sometimes you miss. Just going to stick to the double drag for now. They are overloading on Stan. I don't know that that's necessarily the wrong move, but it does let us try this once more. This time we'll move Pablo out to that corner. So over here we have both of the defenders contesting, but we can just slide right here, for instance. Worked out pretty much the same, but this time Charlotte scored. So that's good. It's 1 done. That's 2 goals done. We scored with Charlotte in the paint. Now what we'll try to do is we'll set this high pick. We'll try to get some value from Pablo, try to get one of the other ones. Again, they're letting Charlotte slip into this spot, so we had other plans, but it's hard to give up a gift like that. We'll see where they go, but they're not blocking her off enough. Here's an easy 100% shot. Now what we'll do is we'll try to get, this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to get Pablo on the left side, where he can take advantage of his strength mismatch against the other defenders. We'll take Stan over here to the right and trust in his playmaking ability to get the ball where it needs to go. And we'll just pull these two into the paint and see where this takes us. So the big did a good job blocking off Stan. So it's possible we've got a good lob. Nope. The big has really put the screws on us here. But what we may be able to do... Oh, we're going the wrong way. Oof. We'll just spread these guys out then for this turn. And we'll see if we can break free here. I still don't think we can pass. People are pretty far out. But maybe we can move Charlotte right here. Just pass it to her in case. And move Pablo in to crowd him out. And then we can get Charlotte a good shot right here. You can see that different defenses really incentivize different ballers. We have yet to score with either Stan or Pablo. We'll try it again. We'll try the half horn. This should give Pablo a lot of space to work with, because this big is now tied up with Charlotte in the corner. So now we can move Pablo in here. We can pull Charlotte out a bit here to just force the big to follow. Now we could move this person out of the way. But it really doesn't look like we have a good pass to Pablo this turn. So we'll just leave things as they are now. We'll let the defense recover a bit, but they couldn't do too much. And this lets us get a pass in straight to Pablo. He doesn't have the shot here. His range is pretty limited, but he can move in right under the basket, and we'll see if that lets him do anything. Meanwhile, Charlotte can just move to this corner, and we'll see if the defense can recover. They cannot fully, and that gives us a clean shot with Pablo. So now we still want to score with Stan, and if possible, we want to hit a 3-pointer. So let's do something like this. We can use Pablo to try to make some space for Stan. We'll continue using Charlotte to try to pull away the big. We'll move Pablo right here so that he can take care of one of the defenders for us, hopefully. Right, so right now, he's not quite able to. It's a good spot for him. See, so we have this top of the key shot, but that's not quite enough. But we can dump this pass in here, bring Pablo there, and see where we go on the next turn. Now, unfortunately, they're still able to block out there, but we'll take this 50%, and if it misses, it misses. But we'll try something like that again. I liked where that went. We just weren't able to convert. Although again, this does feel a bit of a gift, so we're just going to take it. And yeah, we can just go into the next one. So this time again, we've only hit 3 goals. That's not very good. But you put the two together and we've unlocked a new ability. Pinpoint pass is good, but Stan is already pretty full up. We'll give him the moonshot though. He has not been able to score enough, and this will really unlock his scoring. So yeah, let's try a triangle here. This is a really good place for a triangle, but they seem to have done a good job blocking us off. So we will just move Stan out here, pass to Charlotte, let her take advantage of the space they're giving her. And with Pablo, what we're going to do is all of these defenders are weaker than he is, so we're just going to clear space like that and move him under the basket. Okay, so they were able to come up on this. The jump shot is blocked off. And we don't really have that neat a place to go. What we can do is we can move Charlotte right here. This is probably what we're going to do. We're going to take a risk. We're going to move Charlotte into the contested tile. That was successful. We will muscle out here, which lets us break this defender's ankles, taking him out of the play. And that gives us an open jump shot. A little bit out of range, but it worked out anyway. And that's Charlotte who scored. So now let's try to get somebody else involved. Okay, once again, Charlotte is in great passing position, or great scoring position. So we're just going to start here and use Pablo to maybe take out a defender. Unnecessary, clean shot, up 2-0. We'll clear out here. Now what we can do with Stan is Stan's moonshot really lets him do a lot of damage if he can get into the paint. So we'll just try to get ready for that, see if that's a possibility. This defender has blocked him off, so maybe not this turn. But let's see what our lob radius is. It looks like we can probably get Pablo right under the basket, even if he can't shoot this turn. And we'll see where this takes us. No, they've blocked him off pretty well. And unfortunately for him, if he's blocked off, there's not much. If he's got the ball in his hands, there's not that much he can do. Just go out, we'll give it to Stan. Stan has a 50% shot right here. And doesn't really look like we have any way of getting closer, but I'll let him take it on the next turn so that he can set his feet. We'll just move Charlotte in there. So now there are two defenders blocking him, but I can probably I can either get this one out of the way. I think that's the best thing to do. I think I'll just move this one out of the way. So now you see there's only one person blocking him. Still long range, but actually right here, now I can just move him, let's say right here. And then I don't even need a moonshot because he's open. And that's a good 75% shot that we hit. Okay, so now we still need to score with Pablo, who really hasn't had much chance to shine this entire run. I don't think he scored once. And ideally we hit a 3, which we haven't done yet. The thing with Pablo is that because he does so much of his work off ball, you really need to unlock a good move for him. If you can get him a dunk or something like that, then he's able to do a lot of really massive damage to the other team. But without something useful for him, it gets hard. So there, once again, we were able to just sneak Charlotte through. And I'll just try this triangle just to see if I can maybe hit a 3 or get something good going. So what we'll do is we'll just push this person out of the way. Gives us a pretty good shot from three-pointer. We missed it terribly, but that's how it goes. We'll try the triangle again. Let's see where this takes us. And this has not gotten us in a good spot. And we don't even have a good lob pass. We'll just move forward a touch just to get some momentum. But it's going to be hard to get out of this trap that they've put us in. Just move these people here. Okay, we'll just keep wiggling through here. See if we can get somewhere that way. Move this out here. Clear space here and move in. Let's say right here. And just drop a simple pass to Pablo and end the turn. They've caught up with him. It's quite unfortunate. We'll pull Stan out like that, move here. Really, we should have pulled Stan out to the corner instead. That would have worked better. And we'll move Charlotte here just in case. Okay, but now we can just turn around here. It gives us a 50% shot and everybody scored. So that's great. So there you have it. This lets us unlock another move. Fastball is great, but we already have lob, so doesn't do that much for Stan, and I don't really want to give anyone a drop step. But what we can do is we can give Pablo the fastball, so that way if he gets caught with the ball again, we have an escape hatch. But I am going to stop this video here. We've just reached the boss. So yeah, Hoop Dungeon is on itch. You can try it out. Let me know what you think. Give us feedback. We have a feedback form. We have a Discord. Tell me what you think. Give it a shot. Thanks.